Hey guys, so today was good. Okay, so okay, so I'm trying to think, okay. Okay, so first period we did our PAM 2 test, which is patient assessment medical. Two being just like the second part of it. The first part was just like, really basic stuff, MOI, NOI, stuff like that. The second part was more like you need to get the field impression and so on and so forth. Um, okay, and then after that, we went back in the lab. As far as the test goes, I'm pretty sure I got a 100 because I knew everything and I wrote it all down and I wrote it down in the right order, except the way it was numbered is really weird because there are 26 questions, except I'm pretty sure there's like 30 answers or 29 answers or something. It's really weird. Um, anyway, so then after that, we went to the lab and we were actually practicing PAT, which is patient assessment trauma, which isn't bad. It's more just, you need to be more aware of your patient specifically. Like, you really need to know, like, their past medical history. Like, if they break a leg, so to speak, because that was our example earlier. You need to know like their allergies, what medications they're taking, if they have any diseases or illnesses such as diabetes, like so on and so forth. And then during second period, we were going over a bunch of notes. I think there were probably 9 or 10 slides. It wasn't too bad. A lot of them didn't have is insane amounts of writing. It did have quite a bit of writing, but it wasn't nearly as bad as it could have been. I mean, there were some that were just horrendous. Um, and that's what we did the entire time. Other than that, we just worked on our study guide, I think, for Friday. And then third period, we had this like seven, no, yeah, like 7 part test, except, okay, it was normally on the computer. That's where it usually is. It's on Canvas. However, it wasn't on the computer today. It was on paper, and I don't know what it was about it, but the paper is just like, why do you have to be on paper? Why can you not be on the computer? Because we're used to just being like, okay, this is this, da 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 da, done. Whereas on paper, it's like, okay, you have to show all of your work, you have to show everything, and it's just thinking, we're just thinking, oh my god, can we just please not? There are actually quite a few people that didn't finish, myself included. I didn't have like 50 questions left. I think I had maybe 3 or 4. And I think there's probably 40 questions, so it's not like it was a huge, like, you missed a quarter of this, you're only getting a 75 thing. So, no. Um, and then fourth period, I was filing like 3 or 4 papers. I was hole punching stuff being like quizzes, study guides, worksheets, etc., etc. And there were a couple tests in there. Trying to think. I'm sorry. I keep trying to think. I was handing out wood blocks because they're doing a popsicle stick bridge, and he doesn't want them to cut it on the lab tables, obviously. So he has like these decent sized wood blocks that they're supposed to cut them on. Then in fifth period, we spent quite literally the entire period just reading The Crucible, which is really good. We got through Act 2. Great book, by the way. I'm sorry I keep yawning. It is like 11:10 right now. I'm just starting to get tired. I actually think I may go to bed here pretty soon because I didn't have an insane amount of homework, which, before I go into that, we had chess club and I was driving Grace home Then her grandmother calls and asks, "Hey, do you guys want to come out with me to eat?" So Grace says, "Sure, just give me a minute." So we pulled in to a parking lot, and I called my mom, she said it was fine. Emma called her mom, she said it was fine. So we went over to Cracker Barrel, and it was Grace's grandmother and her best friend, because they wanted to go out to dinner, and they had gone to a funeral, and it just had been a long day overall. They actually went to a close friend of theirs' funeral, or that person's brother's funeral. I'm sorry, this is starting to bother me. I'll fix it later. Anyway, so yeah, and then after dinner, her grandma took her home. Like, Grace's grandma took Grace home, and I took Emma home, and then I came home. And I'm sorry, I keep switching my hands. The fact that this one can just reach further away. I took Emma home, then I came home, and then after I came home, I started to do homework. I only had one assignment that's due tomorrow. I knew it all except for one question, which I can get from someone else not earlier, God. My time isn't correct, which I can get from someone else tomorrow. It was like number 4 or 5, and I'm just thinking, okay, why is this not in the chapter? Or why can I not find this in the chapter? Everything else was easily able to be found in the chapter. Anyway, apart from that, I took a shower. As you can see actually how pale I am. And you can see my hair is obviously wet. But, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much been my day, and I guess I will just talk to you guys later. See ya.